Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Charlotte. Welcome to Anniversary Weekend, and welcome to our HDF Forum. This is, for me, the best forum of the year always because we get to welcome some live guests. I think some more will be trickling in, which is great. This, again, kicks off our Anniversary Weekend here in Charlotte, which has been a tradition since, what year? 2010. So I'm very excited to be welcoming people back to Charlotte here. We also have our audience at home. Thank you for joining us on YouTube Live, and whoever's watching this later on, it will be housed on the HDF YouTube channel in perpetuity, so we hope that you'll enjoy it whenever you watch it, as well as the other videos that have been housed there for a couple of years now, probably 5 years. So we've got a lot to look at, and we hope you enjoy them. Just to give you a little bit of background on what the HDF Forum is, a lot of you have been to these before. This is something that we started back in 2020. It's an opportunity for us to gather, to talk about topics that are relevant to the topic we all like to talk about, which is dance. It gives us a chance to share ideas. It gives us a chance to come together and have cross-program coordination amongst people that are within the HDF family, which is always growing. It gives us an opportunity to bring experts here to give their insights, and it allows you all to provide feedback to us about what we could be doing better and how we can continuously improve the educational experience that's attached to HDF and is inherent in what we do. So thank you for being here for this. Thank you to Brian Clanaris for running our production today. We appreciate him being here and for getting us all broadcast to you at home. We're going to take a couple of minutes just to introduce our panel for today, and then we'll move into the presentation. I have the pleasure of introducing Stergios Vakoulis, who just joined us this week. Stergios has been in the U.S. twice now. He spent a lot of time in North Carolina.
Yeah,
so
I think so.
We're going to take that as a compliment. He is joining us from Iopneuma Ceres, which I did get the opportunity to go to and get the personal tour from Stergios just a month ago when we were on the HDF Odyssey, and he joined us there. He danced from a very young age. He started his dancing career in the Doris Stratou Theater. He has since maintained a very full schedule. He teaches, he does seminars, he is running some very, very interesting events. I really encourage you to read his full bio on the Onyxy website because he's done so many and continues to do so many things. He's the past president of the Cultural Association of Iopneuma, and today he's a dance teacher in several cultural associations, including those of his own village. He's responsible for several publications, one of which he's going to talk about later, and he's brought with him that is going to be available for you to purchase if you like. And he was a judge at HDF 2025 this past year in Winston-Salem. And we're going to give Jordan Elrod a lot of props for bringing him into our family. It was a contact that Jordan had for many years and highly recommended that Stergios come. And he was a wonderful addition to our judging panel, so we're very happy that he came. I'm going to let Sarados introduce Nikos. Sarados, of course, is the founder and chair of Anniversary Weekend. He founded it when he was like 12 years old. So we're so grateful to have him here in Charlotte. I'm going to let him introduce Nico.
Thank you, Stacy. So Nico is joining us also from Greece. He lives in Sparti, which is in southern Greece in the prefecture of Laconia. Nico has studied extensively the various villages in Laconia, northern and southern, and it's not an area that hasn't been done at HDFs and FDFs for this purpose. It has picked up the last few years, which is nice, especially since I have a little bias towards that area since I'm from there. So it's been nice to be able to bring him for Onyxy because we've never done dances from Laconia for Onyxy. So that's what he's going to be presenting tomorrow. He is the director of the Logografiki Omada Laconias, right? Which is the folklore of Laconia. He's also published books, one being the village of Zaraka and one being the village of Arachova, which is a great village. And he's working on 2 more publications as well, Kremasti and Varvica, right? Yes. So he's going to present a little bit how a book like that, a publication comes together, kind of what goes into it. He'll show you a couple videos from there as well. But he's also taught all over. He's been to the United States multiple times. He's been to Canada, France too. Galia, he's in France as well. So we're happy to have him here. U.S. multiple times. He's worked with groups at FDF and all that good stuff. So we're honored to have him here today to help us with Anniversary weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Sarado. We are honored to have both of you so much. And of course, both of you are teaching tomorrow at Anniversary. And it's not too late. If you haven't bought your tickets, you can come see us tomorrow and come for the workshops for the day, come for the Ledi at night, which will be great. And we'd love to have you. Okay, don't be scared. But there is a tradition that you may or may not know about. And everyone on the panel has to answer one of my questions.
Okay, let's see.
They're not scary. Would you like to start? Are you
Oh,
brave?
okay. No,
You're brave.
no
Stergios
problem.
brave.
Well, I will read it or you?
Either one.
Okay. What is your favorite HDF Odyssey memory?
What is your favorite HDF Odyssey memory?
My favorite, it's when you came to Ayopneuma, I think. Well, it was glad to have you, all of you, for coming from here to Ceres and Thessaloniki for the Odyssey, and I have the pleasure to welcome you to my village, to Ayopneuma. So I think we had a great time there. It was a pleasure to walk to the small streets of Ayopneuma, of my village, and to have a coffee, the morning coffee. To discuss about the costumes, about the traditions, to sing together with the women in front of the church of Agia Paraskevi, the dance and the song of Exomologisos, and it was something.
It was very special.
Yeah,
and
it's very
actually, I just told the story yesterday. That all happened, everything he just explained, which felt like it had been planned for months. He planned it in a day. We weren't supposed to spend that whole day in his village, and he planned it on a dime, and it was incredible. So a wonderful memory for me,
Yeah,
too.
me too.
Are you ready?
Yes.
What is your best advice for someone who wants to start researching?
You must choose one.
Eh?
You must choose one. The best.
Yes. And the difficulty with this question is that there are many things when you start researching that you have to do. I think the first one and the most important is to be very patient and very
Persistent.
and very persistent. Because if we talk about these days, if someone wants to start researching now in 2025, that many of the elders have gone, have passed, it's very difficult to find people to tell you many things from the tradition of their village, and their memories are not so old, are not from the very old years. So you have to be very patient, because many of the most of the συνεντεύξεις, πώς θα τους πούμε, of the interviews, maybe not so good. So this is the most important for me, to be persistent and don't stop trying and continue to do this research. Αυτό.
Perfect. Yeah. Advice from the experts, guys. Okay, yes, Sarado. You don't get a pass.
Sorry for my English. This is
It's
my
perfect.
best friend, Sarados, and help.
Professional translation services by Sarados tonight. So.
Who was the first person that you admired as a dancer?
Me.
I'm going to change this question a little bit, and as a musician, I'm going to say who I admired as a musician first. And it has to do, because I play gaita, right? Sorry to change the question, but I'm going to. As a musician, for me, the first person that, for gaita, because that's my main instrument, would be Billy Chiores in Anaheim, who was, at that time, was probably the only gaita player in the U.S., and I just remember him at HDF in Greenville. It was either 2009 or 2008, one of those 2008s or somewhere around there, at one of those HDFs, and just hearing the gaita and hearing him play it, it just clicked for me, like, and I was like, oh my God, I love this thing. So at that point, I was like, I eventually want to learn it and pursue it, and after a few years, I did. But that, and me and Billy always worked together and have played together. So having him as a role model in that role was, I was a younger age, I would say life-changing in that sense. And then I have, more and more role models as you know more people, but that always stuck to me as a musician.
That's great.
As a dancer?
I don't know. That's a harder question.
I think that the person that you admire as a dancer was a person-
Subconsciously would be my papu.
Yes.
That I would be my papu, who was the lead dancer of my choreo. But I never got to meet him or have really seen him dance. But I think through his spirit, I've loved dance through that. So that's how I would have.
I was sure for it.
Yeah. So.
I love that answer. I believe it. Okay,
Now it's your turn.
well, there's one left, but I actually think this is the nice part about having a live audience. I want someone willing to take this last one. Someone will do it. I know they will. It's not a hard question. I know I wrote them. I'm going to call on someone, and you have to do it quickly. Peter Zakis wants to do it. I can tell.
Yes.
Ah,
I have to come up
Come
here,
on, Peter.
Since we started the broadcast, I see a lot of new faces coming. So welcome, guys. Thank you for being here. So many Odyssey people. So fun. It's right here. Yep. Pull it and then read into the mic. Hi. Welcome.
Great to see you guys.
ah.
Oh, there you go.
Don't be afraid, Peter.
Oh boy. What was the best thing you ate at Pascha on Sunday? Well, I actually fasted. Having spent a Bokrias in Thessaloniki and around Greece this year, I now came back and I felt obligated. I'm like, you know what? No meat. And I did it. When we enjoyed Pascha, I would say, yeah, that lamb was even more savory. That bacon was even better. Yeah, I would say the simple things
Fair.
were just so much sweeter. Yeah.
It's the beauty of it.
Yeah, it's just the beauty. Yeah, you
Probably
hold out for
everyone-
all that, the discipline, the lamb.
Awesome.
Thank you guys.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, until next year, guys. I should introduce myself. I don't think I even said who I was in the beginning. My name is Stacy Peroulis. For those that don't know me, I'm here representing the HDF organization. I serve on the executive committee, and then as director of competition for the event weekend. HDForum has been close to my heart, like I said, since 2020, and so very glad to be with you and to be moderating this beautiful panel today. So the forum today, just to help you understand how this is going to be structured and what we're going to be going over, the first piece of it will be the main, that if you've been paying any attention, you've seen the theme of today is Kythira as a cultural crossroads, so influences from the north, south, east, and west. And that will be primarily presented by Stergios here with many contributions from Nikos, so they'll kind of play off of each other and present the pieces of it that they are most familiar with. Following that, there'll be a brief presentation of each of them have a book that they have to share a little bit with us. And like I said, those will be available for purchase here in Charlotte this weekend, which is wonderful. And then at the very end, we'll do a Q&A, and I'll present a couple of things about HDF 2026, which of course is upcoming in New Orleans, and that will be our 25th anniversary. For each section, we will, of course, have the presentation. We'll have we'll be checking online for any questions that come in online. If you have questions and you're watching from home, I would encourage you to either DM us on Instagram at HDF Weekend, or you can also email us at competition@HellenicDanceFestival.com. After that, we'll of course take questions from the audience as well. We're gonna hopefully keep it to about an hour and a half, but we like to talk, so it's okay. If we go to 2 hours, that's lovely too. Okay, so to move into our first section, Kythira as a cultural crossroads. This is actually that coffee that you mentioned in Ayopnevma was the first that we sat there and you kind of said just offhand, we were having a conversation and mentioned this as a theme, and it stuck in my head so much. And so when we knew you were coming for Anniversary, it seemed like just the right thing for you to talk about today. Stergios has spent about 15 years researching the traditions on the island of Kythira. He began with his wife's family's village, which probably makes him a star son-in-law, so good job there. He spent a lot of time moving across the island, speaking with elders, with musicians, kind of as we've talked about last year's forum was about conducting research, and we talked a lot about the ways that you do that. And so, of course, he spent all that time finding good sources and kind of digging in. We talked at length yesterday, more in depth about what you're going to go over today, and I think it's fascinating. I think you're in for a real treat. So I'm going to turn it over to Stergios, and thank you again for being here.
Well, thank you, Stacy. Thank you, Sarandos, for being here. Well, it's a little strange about me. It's the first time I'm speaking about something that is not from Ceres, and not from a village, and from the other villages of Ceres. So I am anxious to see how you will see those news information. For me, Kythira, I was, as they said, well, my wife is from Kythira, and I have been here about 15 years now and trying to find out the way the elders were dancing and singing. And asking and seeing many things, I found how much interesting is this island, and how the interesting things, how cultures around this island made what Kythira is. Also, I'm singing many groups. I saw in HDF2, I saw in Greece, trying to do dances from Kythira, in a way that the elders didn't do exactly. So I decided to introduce the other Kythira, the Kythira behind the choreographies. And that's why I decided I wanted to do. And when Stacy and Sarandos told me that Nikos will be here, it was a great opportunity because Nikos is from Laconia, it's next to Kythira, and we have seen each other since a long time, but sometimes we're discussing about those things, about Laconia and about Kythira. He sometimes tells me that he's going to come to Kythira, he never came. I wanted to
Wait,
I wanted to go to Spartan Laconia too. I never went. So today it was a great opportunity to discuss about what we wanted to discuss in. It's like fun.
We had to bring you all the way here.
Yeah.
That's good.
Well, Salon, it was a great place to discuss about the theme. We wanted so much, so many years ago.
Between the practice, between the food, εκεί.
Yeah. Maybe it will be the time to see you all in Kythira. It's a very beautiful island, the beaches and the beauties this island have. Well, let's start then and see the first the map. Oh yeah. Here where we can see the map of Greece with the blue. We can see the Ptanissa. We can see where Kythira is. It's not exactly the Ptanissa. Okay. It's in the middle, let's say, of nowhere. It's not the Kyklades, it's not in the Ptanissa. Well, it's very close to Peloponnese and from Crete. So you can see, the forum title is a Crossroads, so you can see this crossroad. You can see from the north the Peloponnese, you can see from the south the Crete. From the right, you can see the Aegean Sea, and from the other side you can see the Ionian Sea. So it's really a crossroad. Well, let's see about the history and from the island a little bit, so we can understand what we are going to say. Well, Kythira, the history says that sometimes in the centuries, about the 12th century, he lost all the population he had, the ancient Kythira. That's why the elders say, and there's a history about the pirate of Barbarossa that came and killed so many Kytherians that live there. This is one point. The pirates that were around Aegean and Ionian Sea and will come to the castle of Agia Varvara and the capital, the ancient capital of the Messenians in Kythira, and they killed all the people. And so many people were afraid of those things, so they left. There are two saints in Kythira. It's Agia Elessa. There is also an old monastery there. It's a topical saint. The history, the biography of this saint says that she was a rich woman from Peloponnese, and she wanted to be not a monk, it's for the males. A nun, yeah. We want to be a nun. So he wanted to find a place where no one can find her. So the biography said that he went to Kythira to stay there. also the same history have for another saint that came from Koroni of Peloponnesos, Saint Theodoros of Kythira. He wanted to be a monk, so he wanted to find a place where no one could live. So he went to Kythira. So the history say that in some time the Kythira lost all the people she had. It will be like a desert. After the centuries, people were going again to stay to Kythira. And who were the people? They were from Peloponnesos, and most of them from Monemvasia. They were from Crete, and sometimes from the other Heptanissa. The most of them from Zakynthos. So, let's say, it started to build a new civilization with all those people from Peloponneso, from Crete, and from the Heptanissa. Well, I believe that because the Kytherians they were like traveling, they have arrived until Smyrna. They have a great their team, not exactly team, not the right word, but yeah, they have there were people that went to Smyrna because community, yeah, before the disaster, and have they built their own church. The Panagia Martyriotis are there in Smyrna, and they were traveling a lot. So a piece of the Aegean culture came to the island. So we have all those things come together. It creates something new. An old woman we were discussing, and I had an interview with her. He said to me something, I think, when I think it later, something I think amazing. Well, he said, well, all the dances we have, they're not Kytherians. We don't have any dance, but they're all minds. We are all minds. We have the culture of Peloponnese from Crete and from the Heptanissa, but now, with all those things, we create something new. It's the Kytherian civilization and the culture and the songs and the music. Well, we'll go to the next photo and see exactly the land of Kythira. I have made a line with a red line there. In the middle of the line, you cannot see it, is a village called Dokana. Well, in those islands, especially the Heptanissa, Kerkyra, Corfu, Zakynthos, and Kefalonia, in about 15th century, 16th century in the Messiana, they have two, let's say, communities, the rich one and the poor ones. That could happen also in Kythira. We'll see the northern place, which is next to Peloponneso. They were living, let's say, the farmers, the pure people. Pure, it's the poor.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, the poor people, the farmers. And from the south, where the capital was, the Hora of Kythira, were living the rich one. And don't forget that all the Heptanissa and Kythira too, except the Turkish people, they have other from other countries that came and stayed there. It's the Frangi from Venetia, and also the French people. So all those cultures became to one. The northern could not go easy to the south. Well, in that place, they must say what they bring with them. They could not. The two communities cannot.
Mix.
Well,
They couldn't mix.
they couldn't communicate exactly together, and this exists. Well, let's say for like a memory to nowadays. Well, the north don't want to go to the southern. Yeah, yeah. They don't want to go to. Also the same thing when you discuss about the north place where my wife is and we're going to vacation. We stay there. They don't want to go. It's an awful place, they say. Well, this place, the northern place, called Exodimos, and the south place called Mesadimos. So if you can remember a dance called Messaretikos, it's because there is dancing more to the Mesa χωριά, τα Μεσαρίτικα χωριά, which it's next to Crete, and they have the civilization more from Crete and from the Ptanissa. And the other, the south, the north place, okay, which is next to Peloponnese, they like the culture is more from with Peloponnese. We will tell details in a few minutes. So this is how the cultural map of the Kythira is: the south and the north. The past were different the way they were dancing, but well, the last decades they can dance everywhere the same. Like the Kalmatiana, yeah, in the Sirta they are dancing although in the south place, and the Messaritica also in the north place. I think that's what I wanted to say about those. So the villages there's many villages there. They belong to the Exo χωριά, the Xotarica χωριά, and also the southern, I said the Messaritica χωριά. This is not something strange. We can find also in Peloponnese. We'll say about Mesamani and Exomani. So you see how all those things communicate. Also, the communicate with Peloponnese, I was discussing with Nikos too, we can find it how many churches are in the south of Peloponnese of Panagia Myrtidiotissa. You know of Panagia Myrtidiotissa, it's the Christian place for all Kytherians. If you go somewhere and you will find the church called Panagia Myrtidiotissa, it's certain that you will find a Kytherian behind this. In Australia, the most. In Smyrna, all over the place. Where you can find an old one, not a new one.
At Southern Laconia, we have Myrtidiotissa, Panagia Myrtidiotissa. Velanidia is the main. Velanidia is a village that is the main church, Panagia Myrtidiotissa, and we have many women with the name Myrsini, Myrto, which comes from Panagia Myrtidiotissa. Besides, we have the Kapendismos, which is talk about the Kapendismos. It's a practice, religious practice that the people did at the 15 days before
the Kapendavus,
before
the feast of Panagias.
The feast of Panagia. At Vatica, which is a region, or at the southern Laconia, opposite the Xotarica χωριά, it's the only place in Laconia that I know that they did this practice, which is called the Kapendismos at Panagia Paradisiotissa. It was a monastery next to at Vatica, next to Neapoli.
Well, yeah, and this is also, this practice, it's very common to Kythira to do it. Until nowadays, especially the women, not the men,
yes,
but
the
especially the women are going from the 1st of
All
August.
older people.
Yeah, all older people. They go from the 1st of August until the 15th, the feast of Panagia, the Kimisi of Theotokou, and they go to the monasteries. There are 3 monasteries in the Kythira goes. They go to the Panagia of Agia Moni, the Panagia of Myrtidiotissa, and in Agia Elessa. The 3 monasteries go for the Kapendismo. And in northern Peloponnese, Panagia Myrtidiotissa you can find in Pylos, in the castle of Monevassia. There, so we can find how they communicate those people. Also, we can find also Panagia Myrtidiotissa in Chania, in Kissamos.
You can see common things between these regions. Huh? We can see many common things, except for the music and songs and dances. There are many things that, like religion practices or έθιμα, πώς τα λέμε τα έθιμα? Or customs, that they show this connection between all these regions. Kythira, Peloponnesos, Crete.
Especially Kissamos. That's why we are telling that not to say about the churches, but to understand how they communicate this kind of things from South Peloponnesos to Kythira, to Antikythera, and to Kissamos. Okay. Let's like that Antikythera was the most places from Crete. It's let's say a part of Crete. They call it Antikythera, but the people there are Crete. And when you go to the main panegyri they have to Agiou Myrona, it's like going to the Critico panegyri. Well, Kissamites will go all over. I cannot go
It's more
because
Crete than
Kissamites
Kythira.
goes. It's a small place and I have to. I don't have a place to stay because Kissamites go.
It's more. It's more Crete than Kythira.
Well, it's just Crete. If you want to go to a beautiful Crete panegyric, you can go to Antikythera, not to Crete. Well, let's start with the music. Well, I will start like a circle to say how the dances we can see in all the cultures. I will start from the northern place. Okay, northern,
Yes.
the βόρειο κομμάτι. Forgive me if I am a little bit μπερδεύομαι.
Κάπως έτσι τα λέμε και εμείς.
Well, okay. Let's go to the northern Kythira and see how they were dancing. There's very interesting. They were using songs that they use in Peloponnesos and in other places in Στερεά Ελλάδα. One of those songs called Χιμαριώτικος. Okay, Χιμαριώτικος, it's a συρτός καλαματιανός. We can find it in Peloponnesos. We can find it in Epirus and Στερεά Ελλάδα. It is interesting that they like so much the Kytherian music to play. So I will, for a few minutes, for a few seconds, I will show you Mr. Yannis Stathis, one of the oldest player of the violin, playing the Χιμαριώτικο dance.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Τέλειωσε.
No. I would let Nikos will tell us about Θυμαριώτικο.
Yes. Χιμαριώτικο in Kythira, Θυμαριώτικο in Laconia. It's the same thing, but as you know, many times people change the names because they listen it like the way me and Stergios speak English, so they confuse them many times. And the right one is Himariotiko. It's a music, a tune from North Epirus. And it came with and musicians brought it in southern Greece. So it came at Laconia too. At Laconia we have for this tune the names Himara or Thimara because they know about they were using the word Thimari, which is the theme, and το Himara or Himariotiko was πώς θα το πούμε όταν ξένο ότι δεν το γνωρίζανε. Yes, it was foreign for them. So when they heard it, they said, "Oh, Himara, Thimara, yes, Thimara. Himariotiko, Thimariotiko." So that's why Thimariotiko was the name at Laconia, and we have the names Thimara or Thimariotiko. At southern Laconia, at Zarakas, which is I will put a music from Zarakas with Thimariotiko. At Zarakas is one of the main dances, and at Elafonisos too. If you know Elafonisos, is a very small island next to Laconia. It's a laconic island, and opposite Kythira. It is between Kythira and Laconia. Very next to Laconia, at about 5 minutes by ship. And now that I listen to this Himariotiko at Kythira, Kytherians use the right way of spelling it. I listened to two songs. The one is Thimariotiko with the song Μια Μελαχρινή, and the other one was Παναγιωτίτσα Λιγερή, another song from Peloponnese. So at Kythera they were using two songs from Peloponnese for Thimariotiko. The one is like our Thimariotiko. Να σου πω κάτι, δεν το έχω περάσει εκεί. Θα το βάλω από εδώ. Θα ακουστεί. It's just music. Ακούγεται. It's the first part of this tune, and the second one is now I heard it. The second part. Yeah. It's Παναγιωτίτσα Λιγερή. It changes and it has this music. Και μετά το αλλάζει πάλι and then he changes like Thimariotiko, our Thimariotiko.
Okay. Yeah. I forgot to say, maybe I was wrong because
It's a sirto dance, sorry.
Yeah, sirto dance. I didn't have the photos to see. Well, also the architecture of the buildings, of the houses, are very different from the south to north in Kythira too. When you go to the north place, to villages like Potamos, like Karavas, you will see then you will go to the villages in Laconia. You think you are the same place. So there are different ways. Is when you, if you remember the photo from Kythira, if you have seen the line, when we cross the line, It's like going to another island. Okay, the buildings are so different. Also, the costumes are very similar to the costumes of Laconia. Not exactly the spalletta, but the clothes that they were wearing the usual days, the καθημερινές φορές. The everyday clothes. They were very similar, similar with those in.
But I have to say that in Spalletta, the main Kythirian type of Kythirian costume, from my research in the islands of Vatican and Lafonsos, we have found many common clothes, many common costumes, and a few photos that shows that we wear the Kythirian costume with
Some difference.
μικρές, small differences. They are not so different. We were very, πώς το πούμε, επηρεασμένοι, influenced by Kythira.
I will show you now a video in a village called Viaradika. They were dancing the Sirto dance, and the Kalamatiano, the Sirto Kalamatiano is the same thing for the Kythirians. The way, just see the way they are dancing the first and the second. It was the figures that they were doing, the way they were dancing. It was like they are dancing in Laconia. It's the way, the same steps. Well, all the people were dancing in the similar way we were dancing the Sirto, but the others are doing in the end the first step behind, and the other go inside. Okay, I don't know if you can understand, but I will show you watching the video. They're playing the song they love more, the Karavitikos. Oh, we see the kids, okay? Just the first man goes behind and then goes. So the first man and the second woman. Inside.
It's the style. It's the style of Sirto from Vatican and Lafonsos.
Yeah, you see the women going behind, and then afterwards they go inside.
I'll show you some videos after this.
This is we're doing especially the two first, the men and the women. They were in the μπροστά. Let's see about video of Nikos from.
Εκεί. Ωραία. Okay. Έτσι Καλαματιανό first. It's from Elafonisos. It's from Επανηγύρια Τελαφώνησος. They dance Kalamatiano with the same way. At 7, 8, 9, they go outside, and at 10, 11, 12, they get inside. Okay.
And then inside.
Outside and inside. And I will show you a video with all the people that do this. Θα και τ' άλλο. Και... Μισό, το άλλο είναι πιο... Συγγνώμη. Όχι αυτό. Okay. outside and inside. It's the same thing. And not only Elafonisos, but Vatica too. Vatica is a region at southern Laconia with Neapoli and some other villages. Is a region that it's very different than the other villages of Laconia. It's very different. It has many commons with Crete and Kythira.
Okay, so you saw how a simple dance like Sirtos, they have finished place and they were dancing the same way. And I'm showing it because, okay, with Elafonisos and Vatica, but in Kythira, we don't see in those days those steps. The new people don't know how to dance it, and it became something strange. So you can see the old people dancing the old way, okay, and see how they communicate with Peloponnese.
This is the way that Zagarakia,
Well,
a very well-known dance from Kythira at the dance shows of Kythira is danced. So, Zagarakia is just a Kalamatiano, a Sirto.
that's why I was trying to say that Zagarakia.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh no.
Νόμιζα το ξέχασες. Εντάξει. It's not with ζευγάρια.
Well, Zagarakia, it's nothing. It's not a dance of Kythira. It's just a sirto of Kythira. Okay. If we want to dance Zagarakia, we will dance this way you saw in the first video of the sirto of Kythira. Okay. And with the first doing the piece of Ima and the
Back steps.
backs and in front. Okay.
This is a song that came at Kythira from Peloponnesos. At Laconic villages, I have at every Laconic village, Zagarakia is danced and sung. Zagarakia from Laconia, for example.
Λαγούς για να χτύπω και πίσω να γυρίσω. Από εκείνη λέει έπλαινε μια...
For Zagarakia from Laconia.
I will say that all the Sirta and Kalamatiana in Kythira, they are coming from Peloponnesos. They don't have their own songs. I didn't find. Okay, all the songs like Μπερδεύτηκε μια λεμονιά, like Zagarakia, even the Karavitiko song, are not songs that made the Kythira, the Kytherians. They are all come from Peloponnesos. Okay, and the organic plays like Himariotikos and the other songs, they dance with the Sirto dance. Okay, but now there are their own, as I told you the first.
Yes.
Yeah, now they have singing, they
This
have
is very
dancing.
important.
So now, well, they came from somewhere, but now they stay to the people. They dance it and they sing it. We must not forget that. It happens all the time to many places. Okay, if I take something and I put my ingredients, it became mine.
It's mine.
It belongs to me because I have put my voice, my feelings, whatever.
There's no copyright.
And no, we don't do it now. It's not a game, a teacher like Stergios, Nikos, or Stacy, and put it to me. We decided to do with the people of the villages. Okay. Well, let's continue with Peloponnesos and to see how they were influenced with another type of singing called Aman Aman. Well, in the northern place, there is a dance called Potamitikos. Maybe you have heard it or even you have danced it. I can't remember if I see it in HDF this year, but I can see for many groups that want to dance Kythira. The Potamitikos dance, they were dancing at first when it begins to dance only in the northern place. And it was with the songs, with a type of singing called Aman Aman. even the people they are singing called it that way. What we are going to sing? We are going to sing the Aman Aman songs. Okay, this type of song with the Aman Aman, we will find it very much to the songs of Laconia. Okay, how those dances started. They started by singing the women in two villages, like Potamos and Trifilianica. The Potamos is a big village in the northern place, the biggest, and one of the biggest in Kythira. And the Trifilianica is a small village next to Potamos. In those two, the women and the girls of those two villages went for, the older people say, when they were going, the women to take to the springs the water for the house, and they have their companies, they wanted to stop and sing some songs. They were singing the Aman Aman songs. Okay, and after we call it that Potamitikos. They were dancing all the women. Okay, like the sirto we saw in the first place. It was a sirto. The difference is that there were the way they were connected. Well, like a gazette. This one. This is the different. It's a sirto with the songs of Aman Aman in a gazette. Okay. This is the true story. And then they became the choreography. Well, I don't want to say some more things about that. I want to go again to Kythira.
You are in law there.
Yeah. Well, just a minute, because I have lost it. Okay. Let's sing Mrs. Eleni Haru. If you have seen her, it's a lady that knows the history of Kythira better than anyone in Kythira. He loves so much her island, and he sings also very well. And see the way they sing the Aman Aman songs. And then we'll see some Aman Aman from Laconia. Also, these Potamitikos and the Aman Aman songs called Palaikosirtos. When they played, after the violin played, okay, and they were dancing in the square of Potamos, they call it Palaikosirtos. Yeah. I will stop it. If you see how the first line he sings, it's Kavomalia, your mountains. He's thinking about the Kavomalia, the mountain in Laconia. Yeah, the Maleas, the Krotiri. Starts singing with the Aman Aman always. Every time he's starting singing the new line, the new disticho, he starts with Aman Aman.
It starts with Aman Aman.
Aman Aman, they started always with the Aman Aman. You can imagine the women sing those Aman Aman. catching with each other with the same thing and dancing the Aman Aman songs with something like Sirtos. This is the central idea, the Sirtos. Okay? Don't know, Nikos, you want to see some Aman Aman from the other side?
I thought that
Aman Aman.
we in Laconia took Aman Aman from Kythira, but now I understand that Kythira took them from us, took these tunes from us. We have exactly the same tune at Southern Laconia.
Now he will start, he will sing with Aman Aman.
Yes.
Just that.
It's the same song. Aman Aman. It's the same. And something else about Aman Aman, we have I have found that about 15 different tunes with this singing practice, Aman Aman, in Laconia. We sing many many lyrics that are referring to Kythira. Like Aera Mesarítike, you know Mesarítικος dance, Eri και Aman Aman Aera Mesarítike. We have Mesarítικος with Aman Aman, Συρτό, in Laconia. Θα το βάλουμε μία, θα βάλω το μία, θα το χάσεις τώρα. Εκεί, μπράβο. Aera Mesarítike. And it's Sirto, it's not like Mesarítικο as we know it. It's from Elafonisos. She starts with Aman Aman Aman. We sing many songs that are referred to Kythira. Τσιργότικο είναι το νερό, which Τσιργότικο means from Kythira. From Karava, many songs with Karavas. Because λέει τη λέξη ποταμίτικος, from ποταμός of Kythira.
Okay, I think you can understand the connection between those two places. One more thing we are going to say about the connection with Laconia and the northern place of Kythira. It's the Sirtos of Panayotena. You may know it like Papadopanayotena or Kompianikos dance. Okay, well, this is not exactly what we see usually. Okay, this choreography does not exist, but we can see the Panayotena song. I will let you hear about the lyrics from a CD that the Metropolis of Kythira made with small children, but they're very beautiful, with very beautiful songs, with the topic musicians. There were exactly the right way to play the dances and the songs of Kythira, and the children are singing, but they're singing very well the old way. Maybe there are children's voices, but they're singing the old way, so you can see the Panayotena song. And Nikos, then we will say about the Panayotena of Laconia. And then I will show you the real Papadopanagiotina, how they danced. Okay. Just a song. No, yeah, put the music. Sofia του Πάλι. That's why I call it Stergios of Panagiotina. The elders, they say it, the Stergios of Panagiotina. I think we heard enough. So I will show you now how old people from a village called Mitata were dancing the Panagiotina or the Papadopanagiotina. Okay, it's a maybe you won't expect it to see Papadopanagiotina this way. Okay, so you can see the different and how the people were dancing the Stergios of Panagiotina or Papadopanagiotina. You want to say about the Panagiotina song?
Panagiotina song is a type of songs that we can find in Peloponnesos, and especially in the southern Peloponnesos. At my research, I have found about 3-4 songs that have the same melody with Papadopanagiotina. And Panagiotina is the name. Παναγιώτηνα says, «Δε στο Παναγιώτηνα με το γραμματικό σου». And our song says, «Δε στο Παναγιώτη μου και εσύ γραμματικέ μου». Πάλι το ακούσουμε. We will hear, we listen to the song. Just this. but we don't dance the dance Παναγιώτενα. Το 0067. We don't dance the dance Παναγιώτενα. These songs are danced like σιρτό, like καλαματιανό.
Δεν υπάρχει 67.
Το πάτε.
Το.
Ναι, ναι. 67 είπα.
Παναγιώτη μου και εσύ μωρέ.
Δεν το πες. Για πες το αυτό.
Σου το είπα Παναγιώτη μου και εσύ μωρέ και εσύ γραμματικέ μου.
Το ρε
Μαρέ Παναγιώτη μου, το ρε μαρέ μα να μην πας, το ρε μαρέ μα να μην πας, να μωρέ στην άκρη το πω.
And the Kythira it's δες το Παναγιώτενα με το γραμματικό σου. And the Laconia is δες το Παναγιώτη μου και σι μωρέ και σι γραμματικέ μου. It's very similar one each other. Okay.
Well, that about the northern place and see how beautiful the cultures are connecting each other and they create something new. That's so beautiful with the Greek civilization, I think all over the world. But with the Greeks, two places, okay, how they take some songs, some things, and they create something new. And it became the same and the same time so different. Okay, the last photo I will show you. Like Nico said, that in some villages in Laconia, the northern place, they're playing the lira.
South.
Yeah, south. Okay.
Yes. It's right left.
It's the jet lag.
North,
Okay.
south.
Yeah, in the south Laconia and north Kythira. Okay. Yes. So they're playing the lira. The lira Kythira now no one can play the lira of Kythira, but I found a photo from a man in a village called Yarakari. Yarakari is one of the most northern villages of Kythira. If you go to Yarakari, you are seeing the Gavo Malya straight ahead. Mm-hmm. And I'll show you the photo so you can see the old
Type of lira.
the Kytherian, the old time of the Kytherian lira.
Yes.
Maybe I think sometime we will try to. Yeah.
And we had lira. The last lira player died this November, and with him died a very old music practice in Laconia, which is the lira. The lira was a musical instrument that was played at the southern Laconia, at the region of Monevassia and Vatica. And I will show you a video with Barbagiannis playing Laconiki lira. He was from a village called Sikia.
How interesting to see songs from Peloponnese with the lira.
Yes. And the lyrics talk about Crete, σαμπά στην Κρήτη, κριτικιά. However, lira was an instrument older than the days that Cretans came to Laconia. It's like lira of drama, lira of Thraki. It's a very old instrument in Greece.
Okay, how interesting to dance the Sirtani Kalamatiana of Peloponnese with a lira. Okay, and how interesting to try to play the Kytherian songs with the lira.
Yes.
Nikos?
Yes.
What did you say?
It's
Next
very,
time we will
it's,
come.
I think it's very interesting.
We will take our liras too. Well, this is about the northern place of Kythira, and we will try and, to continue the cycle of the culture of Kythira and go to the east. What is in the east place of Kythira is the Aegean, and see how they were dancing the balos, where they were dancing balos, where they belong to Heptanissa. If you know the balos of the other islands of Heptanissa, like Lefkada and like Kefalonia, they are dancing in the cycle. It's not like Aegean, we are dancing to two persons, okay? With the other Heptanissa, in Kefalonia and in Lefkada, they were dancing in the cycle, holding each other, like a sirto, okay? In Kythira, this is not the type of the balos they dance like the Kyklades. Okay, I will show you first a couple, especially the man, who is a very good dancer. He is from a village called Pitsinianika. He's dancing very well the balos, and then I will show you the old way they were how they were dancing the old way the balos. The Tsirigótikos balos.
Τσιρίγο εις Κύθυρα.
Yeah. So now you can hear Aegean, you can hear Kyklades. Okay. Okay, so you see the Kytherian balos being something like the Aegean balos, like the other islands, the music. Well, the steps are a little bit different, okay, but it's the style. He's a great dancer. Okay, you saw the balos, you see we have smelled Aegean Sea, we have smelled Kyklades. Now, the old way they were dancing the balos in Kythira, they were dancing with the couples, but big in the circle. The difference between them, if someone, an older asked, someone told me that when they were in a panegyri, they weren't dancing apart from the circle. They were always in the circle, so the panegyri don't get messed. When they were alone in a cafenio or in their houses, they could take their wives or their daughters and dance with the balos. But they were in a panegyri, like the panegyri of Agios Charalambos, of Agios Akindinous, of Panagia Mertidiotsa or the Capendagusto. They were dancing in the circle. I'll show you. And one thing, the women was holding a mandili in front of them. And then there were the quick part, often they put it, το σηκώνανε ψηλά.
Raised it.
They raised it. Okay. So I'll show you the balos in the circle. It was, now they forgot it, no one, you cannot see it, dancing this way. I will show you by the old people of Mitata. You can hear the Aegean balos. see they're dancing the ballos with a couple, but in a circle. Όχι, no. Και πώς αλλάξω. Okay, so we see this type of Kytherian ballos that's very similar in the songs and the music with the Aegean Sea. Another dance that I think, and I can δικαιολογήσω, I can say why, the reason, I think the same, it's the Bourdaris dance. The Bourdaris dance, it's the main dance of the Kythira. They like to dance the most. Okay, well, this type of dance, it's very similar with other dances we can find it in Kyklades, like the Vlachanaxou, like the Balaristos, especially of Mykonos. Okay, it's this type of dances they have in Kyklades, in many islands. They were holding with the soldiers. Soldiers, I think. Soldiers. Yeah, it was soldiers. Soldiers stratiotes. Like that. Okay. And so the Bourdaris, I think, because, and one way I'm thinking that the old time, the old people say that the old times, the Bourdaris dance, they were called Vulgarikos. Where we can find that name in other places? Do you anyone know? Yeah. Yeah, where else? Mykonos, Paros? Okay, so we can find those names in Kyklades. So the first type, one of the names they used to dance Bourdaris was Vulgarikos. So this name you can find in dances in Kyklades. And because the quick step, the diplos, like they were saying in Kythira, the diplos Bourdaris, it's like we are dancing the Balaristos of Mykonos. Okay, let's see the same. I have many videos. I will not show you all. Maybe we don't have the time, Stacey will. Let's see the Bourdaris dance from those people from Mitata. The great. Where they're making those quick steps, they call it diplos. You see how similar it is with the Balaristos of Mykonos.
I have to tell you that the songs of the songs of Bourdaris have many of the songs of Bourdaris, the tunes of the songs of Bourdaris have come to Laconia, and we have a dance in Vatica which is called Chirigotiko, which means dance from Kythera, from Chirigo Kythera. We called it Chirigotiko because of the first lyric, Chirigotiko είναι το νερό. Βάλε μία αν μπορείς. Βάλε μία. This is something that we have taken from Kythera. The dance is older, but the tunes are from, some of the tunes are from Kythera. Με τσιριγωτικούς λόγια.
τυριγωτικό είναι το νερό, τυριγωτική τσι βρίστη, αμάν, 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 τυριγωτική τσι κοπέλια που πάει να γεμίσει, αμάν, 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 τυριγωτική τσι κοπέλια που πάει να γεμίσει, αμάν, 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 τυριγώ, μάναμ, τυριγώ, τυριγωτικό είναι το νερό, τυριγωτική τσι βρίστη.
It's Τσιριγώτικο είναι το νερό. Τσιρίγο, the old name of Kythira. That's the Kytherian water. Okay. So we went from the south to from the songs that are from the Kytherian songs that are influenced by in the south by Laconia. We went east and we see the Aegean, the Balos and the Bourdaris, and we will go now south to see the Crete, to see the Messaritikos. Well, the old way they were dancing the Messaritikos, it's very common with the Haniotikos dance. Maybe I could show you sometime to see how the old Kytherians were dancing the Messaritikos dance, very close to Haniotikos dance. Also, they were playing apart from the very famous song of Messaritikos, they were dancing like Messaritikos and Haniotika. They will say to the instruments, play a Haniotiko. Okay, I will show you Mr. Yannis Stathik to play a Haniotiko. I see people who like Crete recognize the music. I got you. Well, you see the same musician played the Himariotiko and he plays and the Haniotika. The same musician. Okay. I will show you a little bit about dancing the Messaritika for a while, because I think Πανηγύρι Γιαράδικα. You see another musician playing the Haniotika. You'll see the dancers in the very well their steps, but okay, I think you can understand what I am saying. Okay, so you can see the influence from Crete. Also, they like to dance the Pedozali dance. But I don't think that there is a dance that we can say that it's in the group of dances of Kythira. But they like to dance it very much. In the same panegyri, another time I can show you, they were dancing also the Pedozali dance. And the old people tell me that they were asking to dance it. They were with the musicians, if they were the panegyri, they play us a Pedozali dance. But with my opinion, it's okay, it's ξεκάθαρο, it's clear that it was a dance the critics that loved. They didn't put something Kytherian inside. So the Chaniotis dance, okay, we can see it, but they were dancing their own way, the Kytherian style, let's say. Okay, the Pedozalis that are like a critic, a Cretan Pedozali, okay. Forgive me, but
Wait, I have a different opinion about Pedozali because Pedozali is a dance that is danced at Laconia. Yes, we have to discuss about this in Greece, and we will come here next year in order to
to solve the problem about Pedozali in Kythira.
Yes, what is about Pedozali in Kythira, Laconia? Pedozali in Kythira is a dance from Crete that is danced in Laconia and in Kythira. But I can't understand if it's an old dance that came at the villages, and Stergios says that it's not an old and a dance that is has been important for the tradition of Kythira, but for tradition of Elafonissos and Vatica is very important.
Yeah.
That's why we have to discuss about this in Greece.
Well, I expect to see you to a presentation with Pedozali of Vatica.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, but wait, I want to see a video of Pedozali. Yes. Oh, you know.
Μετά θα φάμε ξύλο together.
Yes. I want. It's very important to find the. Πώς είναι το συμπέρασμα?
Conclusion.
Yes, conclusion about this. Maybe never find the conclusion, but I hope to find something. So, Si Pedozali from Elafonissos. It's a nice video.
Λοιπόν, εμείς κάνουμε μυρωδιές στα κόκκινα.
She's Tia Francesca from Elafonissos. She's very good. She's a very good woman. She's a very good person. When I told her to record her at songs, κάτσε να το βάλουμε λίγο να το χορέψουνε. When I called her, I want to show me the songs, the dances of Elafonissos. She told me that I'm in olive trees and και μαζεύω ελιές, πώς το λέμε. And I took the ship and go at Elafonissos and I found her at the... πώς είναι το χωράφι? At the fields, at χωράφι. It's like χωριό. Ναι, at χωράφι. And she was so good. She told me, yes, I will show you. And she did this. She's very good, I love her.
Εμείς κάνουμε ένα βήμα διαφορετικά.
Ναι.
Κάτσε να θυμηθώ.
Βάλε 2-3 επόμενα.
Έτσι.
Χόρευε το, μη μου το μετράς, χόρευε το.
Το τραγούδι δεν το θυμάμαι.
Όχι, χόρευε το απλά έτσι, μη μου το μετράς.
Άλλος δεν γίνεται από το Pedozali. Στην Κρήτη το χορεύουνε όλοι οι μικροί μεγάλοι. Είναι χορεύουνε όλοι οι μικροί μεγάλοι.
Ωραία.
Το είδες το.
Ναι, γεια σου Tia Francesca, μερακλού.
And we must have George Liaros in this discussion, Stergio,
Yeah, we'll find you.
who is from Elafonissos, his friend, and we have make research in the Elafonissos and Vatica together.
No, you want me to find the Pedozali of Kythira.
Yes.
Well, I found
He
it.
doesn't like Pedozali. when he will find that Pedozali is that from Kythira, we'll see. It's the same way.
Same way.
The same way. I think that it is something older than this that we think about. No, and maybe not so old. Maybe it's a dance from school, a school dance, a school version of Pedozali. That's the right.
Well, okay, my opinion is that it not belongs. I'm waiting Nikos to have a presentation about Pedozali of Vatica, and then I have the presentation of Pedozali of Kythira. And then, okay, I let him to do the first step.
And Cretans.
And then η κριτική θα μας πλακώσει.
No, Pedozali, guys, Pedozali is from Crete, and we dance something
in my world.
different.
Okay, well, let's continue saying how the Crete influenced Kythira from the south place of Kythira. Okay, so doing the cycle, we went north with Peloponnese and Kythira, we went east with Kyklades and Kythira, and we went south and see Crete from Kythira. And learn something and continue finishing this project, let's say, about Eptanissa and the West thing. I think it's the most interesting thing, and you'll see why. Well, we can find European dances, like they were dancing in Zakynthos or in I don't think Kefalonia, well, in Kerkyra, in Corfu, but in Zakynthos too. They were dancing in Kythira too. Remember what I said about France and Venezia. Okay, two areas that came to Kythira. So they have the Kantrilles dance. And those European dances can find it also in Crete, can find it in Antikythera, okay? Especially in Apokries, they were dancing the Kantrilles, which is a West thing, okay? We will see, I think the girls laughing we did yesterday, and see how they were dancing the Kantrilles. And imagine we are in a ballroom in Venezia or in France in the Messena, okay? And having fun with the Kantrilles. They call balance, it means let's dance in France. And they're dancing Fox Anglais and Vals. Coming nuts, many keep walking.
Very cute.
Balance, let's dance Vals. Coming out, let's walk. And now the dames are going to change. So all the men dance with all the women. They change the women if you saw. Balance, they dance now with a different woman. I love it, man. Now they changed the dames, the women, and now they are going to dance balance with a different woman. I'll put because a little bit big this Susie. They're doing something. They're dancing now with another hand, and then they will tour. Means they will have the strophe in the woman. Then the dame, they change the dame and the woman. They will dance with another woman. Tour, strophe. You see, thank life, something west. I will put something. This one is very funny. Well, I will not put all of that, but also this dance called the Dama Buffet, because when it ends, the dames, when the women, they go to the buffet to have a lukumi. They must they must offer them a lukumi. They dance with all the men, and let's call Dama Buffet. And the ends, the woman that says what to do, they say Dama Buffet. So all the set ends, and when the women go to the buffet to have a lukumi.
It's also the way they call the dance.
Yeah, yes. And that's why they call the Dama Buffet. Because in the end, the dames, the women, are going to buffet to eat something. Yeah, with Dama Buffet. Or the Kantrilles. So they like it. In the same panegyri in Viaradica, we could see also dancing the fox and and the vals. And I was showing Stacy how in the same panegyri, we saw the Kalamatiana, we saw the Cretan Messaritica, we saw the West Kantrilles and fox anglais, and we saw the Aegean Balos. How interesting. Okay. Also, there is a song you maybe know, you may heard about Agiorgis. It's a song we can find in Kerkyra too. Okay. It's a very old, it's a messianic song, the song of Agiorgis, and they're dancing in the Eptanissa, in the Kerkyra, and in Kythira. In Kythira, they say they learn the song by the Kerkyras people. Okay, but they're dancing in a different way. I will, ending this project, I will let you hear how the kids are singing the Agiorgis. And it's very similar to the Kerkyras way. And then how they dancing without the choreographies we know and we said with the girls. στον κύκλο. Ναι, στα πρώτα. Κάνανε και το σταυρωτό. Κάνανε μόνο αυτό. Όλοι αυτό. Okay, and I'll show you a video. It's not the same song, but it's an old video when an Australian came to visit Kythira after many years being in Australia, and he had a fest to celebrate when he come back to Kythira. And this is the video from the feast he made for him coming back to Kythira after so many years from Australia, because there are many Kytherians in Australia. They are, I think, as we had discussing before a few years with some people, they're like being in Australia another 10 Kythiras. Now there are about 3,000 people in Kythira living. In Australia live about 10 or 12,000 Kytherians. They have their own church, Panagia Multidiotis, of course, and they often go, especially the Metropolitis of Kythira. I think every 2 years he goes to Australia for the Kytherians there. And you see how they were dancing the same way in like Corfu, but they are having Stavrota their hands. Okay. I think that suppose we are ending this thing about the Kythira and the dances. And I think you see many different things that you have ever known about the Kytherian dances. And I hope you could understand how it is. I will show the first photo. How Kythira is what we say, a crossroad of cultures. From Peloponnese, from Crete, and from the other side we have the Aegean, and one side we have the Ionians. All those things, all will cultures, I think we saw it today. We saw the Crete, we saw the Peloponnese, we saw the Aegean, and we saw the Heptanissa. Okay, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the... Sorry if I made some mistakes, but it was me the first time, and I'm very happy and honored to speak about Kythira for the first time, except in English, of course, in very good English. Okay. And it was the first time, and I'm a little bit feeling strange, not speaking about Ceres, but speaking about Kythira. No. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Stergios, and thank you, Nico, for all your contributions for that too.
Thank you very much.
Amazing. I didn't realize that was your first time speaking about not about Ceres.
Yes,
so
because they all calling me about Ceres, and yeah, it's my first time speaking. In many people, it's like a workshop or like a seminar. I have made it sometimes discussing with many people about all those things, but
it's camera too.
No,
It's difficult with camera.
Yeah, but this way it was the first time, and with many people those 3 days we have the workshops with Kytherian dances. I think they enjoyed and they understand, and they saw the Kythira in different way, a real way.
No, this is what I was thinking. I mean, we've obviously seen it, but we always see it, guys would agree, in the same way almost every single time. So it's so interesting to get a different perspective and many different perspectives. And a new idea, I think Nikos and Stergios should have a podcast where they argue about Laconia and Kythira. It's great. No, it would be so good.
I want to put Kythira in Pedozali in Kytherian tradition.
I'm saying it'll be a great podcast.
We will do it out of the Vatican Pedozali. It will be exciting.
Okay, I will take Pedozali, don't worry. Okay. No, it's Cretan, sorry.
Okay. I will say him, do it if you dare.
Does anyone in the audience have questions about the presentation or anything related to it? Would love to hear. I know there's some nerd outs. Yeah, if you don't mind, Paul, I know you're taking a long walk, but if you don't mind so that people at home can hear, to use the mic. This is Paul Calzada, came to us all the way from Florida.
Oh. This is more anxious than this.
Hello. I was just wondering about the instruments in Kythira, and does that affect based on the different regions? So, and then do they use like Clarino in the north or something like that?
No.
Or
the instrument they were playing was the violin and the lauto. Sometimes, not very often, the santuri, not very often. The santuri, and the old instrument was the lira. But we didn't hear someone to play the lira. We have only the discussion, the people saying the old lirarides. We have the photo. Well, the last days there was also in a serial in TV about Kythira, an old story with a lira player. And he became very famous in Greece, this serial about the Kytherian lira player. Well, the old instruments were the lira. This is what I want to do. I think I can do it sometimes. I would do it one day. And the violin, the lauto, and very rare, the santuri, not the clarino, not the tsabuna.
But the style changes.
Well, the old time, maybe yes. Well, now, not so much. That's why I saw you that in the same village, dancing all things. The Sirta, the Kalamikian, they prefer. Well, if I was from Potamos or from Karava, I would prefer to dance the Kalamatiana and the Sirta dance. If I were from Chora or from Livadi, a big village in the south, I would prefer to dance Mesaritika and Pentozali. Yeah, I would prefer. But I would dance Sirta too. But I would like more, the old people. Well, nowadays, they dance everything. But there are songs there that I prefer, like Milopotamos. We know that, okay, those lyrics are from the Milopotamos. Or those lyrics are from Livadi.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul. Yeah, Harry, come on up. Harry's from Charlotte via Florida. I don't know if he feels comfortable saying he's from Charlotte yet. Do you? We're getting there. Crazy.
Yeah. I just had a quick question. When you showed the 2 videos of the balos from the eastern side, in the first video, it seemed like the couple that was dancing was doing the 1, 2, 3s, kind of like more like the susta, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
This is the way they dance. 1, 2, 3 is the way all they dance the Kythirian balos.
So the second video, when they were dancing it kind of more like the sirto based, like the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Well, no, it's the yes, the style is the first style. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Well, in the second video they do it the same, but they were going up and behind. If you will watch it again, you will see that they were not doing the steps you said. They went 1, 2, 3, but they went in front and then they went behind.
Okay.
That might be.
So they have a big step at 1. So 1, 2, 3.
That's why. Yeah, there were 2, 1, 2, 3 in front, 1, 2, 3 behind.
So that's why.
This is the Kythirian balos.
Okay.
When I'm saying about the East, I don't know if you said the same. I don't say that they were in the East Kythira. When I'm saying East, I mean the geographic place. I don't mean Kythira.
You mean just like eastern and
Yes, I mean from the East, from the Aegean.
Kyklades.
Okay, not the East Kythira.
Right.
From Kyklades, from the Anatoli.
Okay.
Okay, so when I say this road, I don't mean the Kythira north, south, east, west.
Yeah.
I mean the feeling. Something that came from east, something that came from the south, something that came from the north, not something that came from the west. Not the Kythira west or the Kythira east.
Right.
Okay, I don't know if you.
No, it makes sense. I got it.
Okay,
yeah.
that's right.
And then I had another question too, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course.
I was also just wondering, in some recordings that I've heard of Mesaritikos, sometimes I'll hear the singer kind of like with like a Cretan type, like Mesaritiches, as opposed to. Do they do that in Kythira?
Well, the way they speak in Kythira, it's like something like between the Eptanissa and the Crete. This is the way the language is. And this is the way also the old time they were psellan in the churches. It was an old Crete Eptanissa way. They have things from Crete and they have things from Eptanissa. It's not like Crete. It's not like Eptanissa. It's something between. It's something between those things. So they have some Cretan things. Not so much that you said. Maybe someone was from Crete that came. They were maybe they were from Antikythera too. There are many people because Antikythera they live in the winter 10 people in Antikythera. Okay, some of them they are living in Kythera. Okay, maybe it was someone from him. They don't say that so much, but the way they speak, it's something like between Eptanissa and Crete.
Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Is there someone else? Yeah, come on. I'm sorry, I don't know your name to introduce you. Hi, Nico.
I know you mentioned that there's a divide between the north and the south in terms of like socioeconomic status.
Yeah.
What caused that divide? You said the north were more farmers. Was like the northern land more fertile than the southern land? I know the Chora was in the south. Like what caused that socioeconomic divide between north and south?
Yeah, well, the Venetian people, the Venice, if you can think, they were in Italy or in France, they were the same thing. Well, they have, I will say it in Greek because I can't find the right words to say it, so maybe you can translate. Αυτές οι οικονομικές διαφορές ήταν πάρα πολύ έντονες στην Γαλλοκρατία και στην Βενετοκρατία. Okay.
Both of those economic differences were during the Venetian rule and the French rule. You were saying it was common in those societies.
Και επειδή όλα τα επτάνησα γνώρισαν και Βενετοκρατία και Γαλλοκρατία στο μεγαλύτερο μέρος, περισσότερο από τουρκοκρατία, τα Κύθυρα γνώρισαν και λίγο τουρκοκρατία, ενώ τα άλλα επτάνησα δεν γνώρισαν σχεδόν καθόλου. So, αυτές οι κουλτούρες επηρέασαν και αυτές τις οικονομικές διαφορές. Στο πάντα θα έπρεπε να υπήρχε μια άρχουσα τάξη, and the other, the popolari, we say in Zakynthos, it was something different. They weren't dancing together. They couldn't dance. They could dance something different. Okay, if you ever mention about Zakynthos, you find the same way. The villages are in the center of the island. It's very different from the people that are living in Zakynthos in the city. So the French and the Venice made the people have those διαφορές μεταξύ τους.
Είναι μια αστική τάξη.
Like Kerkyra, I don't know if you go to Kerkyra, you have heard about the Liston. It's in the central square of Kerkyra. What means Liston? They have a list. So no people could go from this way. If you were the least, if you are the rich one, you could walk. It was not for everyone. It was only for the rich. The Liston in Kerkyra.
For the lords.
So it's for the lords. So it's an Heptanesian way. That's why the Kythira from the French and from the Venetians.
Did that socioeconomic illustrations, did that have any effect on like linguistic variation between North and South, like dialect between the North and the South because of the socioeconomic status?
Well, those different. I cannot answer you exactly because I don't know. These go far away, and I don't know the way they were speaking. I know the way they were influenced. Well, those people, they were in this type of σε αυτή την τάξη ανθρώπων, in this type, in this class, they wasn't dancing the Kalamatiana. It was not right for them.
European.
They were dancing European dances. Okay, and from those European dances, take the farmers and make the cantillas we saw. Okay, it's the way the pure people took those dances that the rich men were dancing in those centuries. We cannot understand. There are many books that have written from Kythira about those ages, and they describe some things, but we cannot know how it was. We see the gravures, the costumes, like being like the Venetian. Also, so many people when they had the Catholic churches, they have feasts with Catholic. They have Catholic feasts. And many of the Orthodox, because they were with the rich people, they went to the Catholics because it was, well, they were rich. Okay. I don't know if I answered.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. We good? Thank you guys for your questions. And I know we've pretty much gone with 2 hours now, so we're gonna maybe just skip over the book presentations. Although I know you have at least yours with you. I'd love you to at least show it, Stergios, so you can see. We obviously will have them for sale for this weekend, but also if people from home want them, and we can definitely find a way to send them to you. They're really beautiful books, both of them, the Arahua book and Stergios too, if you want to show. While he's getting that out, I'm just going to give a couple of notes about HDF 2026. It's nothing major, and we are going to have at least one more forum in this calendar year and leading up to New Orleans to talk about some things that came up quite a bit in the director's survey, which we always like to address things that come up a lot. And so I'm not even going to go into all that there. I just want you to know that we did collect all of the wonderful responses, and we're really looking forward to addressing those with you and to improving things based on your comments. So thank you for filling those out, all of you directors who did that. I do want to address one thing that's been coming our way quite a bit for anyone who is planning to be in New Orleans. The big question everyone's asking is, are we in 8 different hotels again, like in Winston? We are not. We are only in 2 hotels. They are facing each other across a very narrow street, kind of like the Marriott and the Embassy Suites were this past year in Winston. So everyone will be much closer together. Events will be held at both hotels, and that's where everyone will stay, and there's room for everyone. So in June, you can look out for hotel block information. You can look out for an updated director's manual and a lot more information. The one thing that I'd like everyone, people here in the room and people at home, to be thinking about, because it is our 25th anniversary, one of the things that we are really looking to highlight are the people who have created what we have today for HDF. And so any of you that were around, most of you are pretty young in this room, but any of you that were around in the early days know that it was much different and how much it's grown. And there are certainly people that we know of in our organization that have been instrumental, but you guys are from your individual communities and know the people that made your communities wonderful and helped grow programs and helped teach you and were impactful. So we're going to lean on you, and I want you just to be thinking about the people that you'd love to recognize, because we would in turn like to recognize them at HDF in New Orleans. And so look out for some communication from us. We're going to try to collect those names and some stories and things like that from you. So think about that and just be on the lookout for some communication, because we'd love for most of our participants to be able to give us some information and to highlight people that have, and some may not even be around anymore, but we would love to highlight their contributions because they are vast, and we wouldn't be where we are without them. I'm going to check my notes to make sure I don't forget anything else. But Stergios, if you want to just show your book quickly.
Yeah.
And
I will speak about my village now, at Kythira. Well, Agio Pneuma, we will, if you we will be tomorrow to the workshop to do all the dances from there. It's a we have made it about 5 years. We're trying to build this book. It has 3 CDs and many songs. Every CD has to say something different. The one is the songs with the Ζουρνάδες and the old επιτραπέζια τραγούδια. They like very much to sing in the Νακοχώρια and the Agio Pneuma. The other one are the songs we use it in some έθιμα or other songs like Kalanda, like Kalanda we were telling in the Lazarus Day. I hope we will do some of them tomorrow. Also the songs that the children were singing, and other songs about who were in some έθιμα. We will discuss about it tomorrow more. And the third CD, it's about all things that they were usually singing and dancing for every feast. They have many things to say about the history of the Νακοχώρια, the history of Agio Pneuma, about the costumes, about the dances, about the works, about the lyrics. We can see just the photo of the first page of the CD. It's called Ήρθαν οι μέρες οι καλές, which means they came the good days. It's a song we sing in the second day of Pascha. A very beautiful, and I think it's the most interesting thing in the culture of tradition of the Agio Pneuma and whole the Νακοχώρια. I hope you like it and you enjoyed it. If someone wanted to have bring some with me, not many, but Stacy wanted me to see. So we will do it in the workshop tomorrow, all of these things. And if someone wants to read it, to have it in the bookcase, it will be my honor, and you will help the group of the group of Agio Pneuma to do more things, because we're a small village, but we're trying to do many things.
Yes,
thank you,
it's
Stacy.
oh, of course. No, thank you. I would encourage you to have this in your library. It's lovely. And again, like as Stergios said, this proceeds go to the Cultural Association of the Village, which is really wonderful. We had so many wonderful people there. And Nikos will also have his book about a little village called Arachova that maybe we heard about a few times around here. That sadly I got to visit for the first time without Sarado, strangely, at the Odyssey, which Nikos, fun fact, everyone at this table has been on an Odyssey trip.
years.
Yeah, in 2023. And
We
so,
did the workshop during the Odyssey 2023
yeah.
in the village in Carriers. It was very nice. It was in a church at the trees.
It was, I would call it magical. It was incredible, actually. So he'll also have his as well. And anyway, thank you all so much.
I will bring my books tomorrow in order not to spend our time.
Yes, no, I'll be here for you tomorrow. And again, if you're at home and you're interested, let us know and we'll find a way to get it to you. So one round of applause again. Thank you so much. Our honor to have you.
Thank you so much.
And let's have fun at Onyxy Weekend. Guys at home, if you're close enough, come see us. And we'll look forward to spending the weekend together. Thank you all.
Guys, registration tomorrow is at 9 to 10, okay? We'll start the workshops at 10. As I usually, doing this for 10 years, everybody shows up at 9:15. There's like 50 people trying to register. So a little bit earlier, the better if you can. Thank you.